Hello, it's been a while since we had a kata video. Now I've had a special request for Tekki Sandan. Some of you that are new to the group won't have seen these videos. Back in early lockdown, we were doing kata videos in short sections and then running through that section of the kata in the lesson. What I'll do is I will do the kata still in sections because that's the easiest way to learn it, and then I will post one a day. If you don't keep up, don't worry. You don't have to do these videos, it's just if you would like to. Now, Tekki Sandan is the third of the Tekki series of katas, and this is performed at third dan level. So if you are wearing a white belt or a colour belt, do not worry about it. You can learn it, anybody can learn any kata. It will just depend on how that kata is performed, but you can learn it, and I will teach it broken down. If you are a second dan candidate going for third dan, this is the kata that you are working on, and for anybody else it's just for fun. Tekki Sandan is quite a fun kata because you can teach it slow, but when you get the kata it's actually performed really fast, so it can feel like quite a fun kata to do. Now I'm going to break the kata down into 5 sections simply because there are 5 steps as such, steps across, and I haven't got much space, so it's easy for me to break it down into 5 and then I can kind of adjust where I'm standing. The first section's got 8 moves to the first sequence. Now the Tekki katas, Tekki Shodan Iron Horse level 1 is a very old kata. Tekki Nidan and Tekki Sandan Iron Horse level 2 and 3 are more recent. They were developed by Master Itosu, who came before Gichin Funakoshi. Master Itosu, as you may remember, developed the Heian series of kata. That's the Heian series that we learn from red belt through to purple belt, something like that. So Master Itosu developed Tekki Nidan and Tekki Sandan using some of the techniques from Tekki Shodan. Now, contrary to myth, this kata is in a straight line, but it isn't because I'm pinned up against a wall, fighting on the edge of a cliff, fighting on a horse, or fighting on a boat and don't want to fall off. Predominantly, the Tekki series focuses on close quarter combat techniques. The katas are all linear, they're all a straight line, left and right. They are all performed in kibadachi, horse riding stance, so you can really work on the kibadachi. For low grades, you're not going to particularly be thinking about the hip movement, but higher grades, this makes hip movement quite difficult because you need to keep your structure and your foundation strong, but you still need to have the hip movement without letting your legs wobble underneath you and without that stance collapsing in. So high grades, think about trying to get the hip movement into the kata without letting your foundation and your kind of core collapse from beneath you. Okay, so Tekki Sandan. First move of the kata, we start from yoi. I'm going to step out with my right leg and I'm going to block with my left hand uchi uryuki. To do this, closed fists, I bring my right fist up to prepare and my left fist goes underneath my arm as if I'm going to do an uchi uryuki, but at the same time I step out here. So first move, step out with the right leg and block left hand uchi uryuki, inside to outside block. Ich. So we're in kibadachi here, feet pointing forwards, hips low, knees out, uchi uryuki left hand, and my right hand is pulled back tight, hikate. So ready, ich. From here I block kosuyuki, cross block, remembering that the hand that's going to travel down comes closest to my body, and we cross. So from here, elbows kiss or come together. It's how Dave Hazard talks of elbows kissing, come together, cross and block out. Now both hands come together after this point. It's Hasamiyuki. It's a scissor forearm block here. We'll go back to the beginning. Uchi uryuki, left hand, ich, kosuyuki ni, and then together, san. So my left hand is sideways and my right hand is kind of vertical on top there. So again, ich, ni, san. Moving on, my right hand is going to come back behind my head, nagashi yuki. My left hand stays exactly where it is, keeping that form. And I punch up, urazuki to the front. My left hand is now underneath, still in exactly the same position. My right hand is punching from the beginning. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. I now pull this right hand back to my hip. At the same time, I open my left hand. So this left hand is now open, and then I punch underneath. Here, Kanazawa describes this part here as Rushu no Gamai, which some of you higher grades will recognise as the flowing water posture. So it's a similar motion from Nichi Shiho here. So first move, ich, kosuki ni, san, shi, go, rock, opening that hand, sich, punch chudan, and then the last move of this sequence, twisting that arm over, uchi ryuki, keeping my hand flat. This is kind of in the crook of my arm here, and yame. Once more, so yoi, ich, uchi ryuki, ni, kosuki, san, scissor block, udi hasami. Hand behind, ich, nagashiyuki, punching urazuki, ni, then pulling that right hand back to your hip, hikate, opening the left hand, san, and punching, chi, then twisting, go, and yame, all the way through, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hatch. There we go, 8 moves, so that's the opening sequence. When you get that pattern, it is then performed faster, but just do it slowly to start with and get that motion, and then pick up the speed. But when you pick up the speed, don't lose the kime, don't lose the hip movement. Good luck, and we'll go on to the second section.